there, it's Mary with Mary's Stampin' Cafe. Thanks for stopping in at my recorded and uploaded Saturday Stampin' video. It is hashtag Satmorn Makes and hashtag 2crafters1design. Satmorn Makes is Jillian Norwood's creation for everyone who loves to craft on Saturdays to use that hashtag. And hashtag 2crafters1design with Mo, her name is Melissa. She always creates a theme for each week, and I have to be honest, I don't know what the theme was, but I wanted to follow up from my weekly Wednesday Facebook Live about how you can create a beautiful folded heart card quickly and very easily using the Heart of Elegance bundle. Now, the reason why I talked about that is because I was creating a fun card, Valentine card, and I was doing a fun fold, and I used some of the hearts in this set. And then that's when I talked about being able to use the largest die and create a heart-shaped card. Now this heart-shaped card measures about 4.5 wide, a slight bit more than 4.5, and 4 inches tall. So it'll go in a nice A2 envelope with a little extra room. But I'm going to go ahead and create this card and show you how stinking cute this is. And the products that I'm going to use today for this. Well, I said we're going to use the Hearts of Elegance bundle. So we're going to use some of the sentiments. This is an online suite of products with Stampin' Up! And you can find them there. I'll have the link below for the products. And we'll use some of the sentiments, but really focusing on those beautiful heart-shaped dies. I'm also going to pull in a fun little add-on. This is the Spring is in the Air dies. This is the add-on for the January, February, and March paper pumpkin. And so these dies are really cute. And this heart, I'll show you what it does. It's really fun. This happens to be the January paper pumpkin stamp set for January's paper pumpkin, and I love the stamps that are skinny and long. That's perfect for this card right here that I created, because the heart shape, you don't want to take up too much room with what you're using for your sentiment, and so doing something longer and skinnier works really great. So that's a couple things there. Another thing that I used for this particular shaped card is a My Creative Time tags, banner tags here, and I'm using this one right here for this card. And so I'm utilizing that. It's interesting as you're starting to play around and thinking about what shape sentiment dies you can use for these sentiments. I really had a little bit of a hard time. There's so many of our Stampin' Up! Dies that could work, but maybe are too big for this shape card. So we'll just take a look at what we have today for the card I'm going to make, because I am going to change a little bit of the focal point of the card. So what else did I use here? Well, I used the beautiful Marbled Elegance 12 by 12 specialty paper, designer paper. You can tell with all that beautiful gold marble accents that are going on in there. Just so beautiful. And then you have the pages that don't have any of the gold going in. That's the other side. Oops. That's the other side. I love this page here with the blops of the gold. I think that's really fun. I love the speckled of this one. These colors are beautifully deep and rich. This one is a little bit more on the pink hues, as you can see. I like that a lot. And then, of course, we have to have our stripes and more marbling. And this page right here, which are beautiful little hearts all in a row. We have hearts and another marbled effect. So really, really pretty. Now, Stampin' Up! Has had marbled paper before, but what I love about bringing that marbling back, it's in different kind of coloring hues and palettes, and I just love that. Okay, so there are a couple of different ways you can make this heart-shaped cards. Some people will go ahead and cut out the heart, and then they will score and fold over this bottom flap, and then cut another one out and put it on top. Now, that's okay, but I think my way is so much easier. And when I open up my card, it's clean. I don't have any cuts or, you know, folded down flaps or anything like that. And so I just love the cleanness on the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and talk about that. I'm going to have to bring up my large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the standard one. So I am going to raise up my camera in just a minute. But first off, I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of real red here, and I'm going to go ahead and score it at 5.5. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and I'll put this down, and I'm going to make sure that this is really scored well. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring up my large Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine. I will bring my camera up a bit so you can see it better. All right. So I want you to definitely see that. I'm going to lay my cardstock all the way to the right here because I want my heart die to be able to, let me get that heart die, the large heart in the set. We're going to go ahead and this is the fold side. I'm going to bring this over to expose the heart over the paper. So what's going to happen, let me show you my card again. You can see here, right there, see that little piece there? That's the width on either side when I put the die, how far I went off. The more that you go over, the more that you will lose your heart shape. And so I just want this to peek out just a slight little bit. Want to make sure it's even on each side because I want the heart to keep that shape of that heart as much as possible. You will have less showing of what you've done to create that heart. And then I will go ahead and put that down right on top and run it through. I don't have it coming up too much off of that. And then I'll just bring it back because it's easier. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll set that aside there. And let me go ahead and pull this off so you can see. So right now you can see that little tips of my heart have been cut off. But you still almost have that heart shape. And when I open it up now, I've got my folded card, my heart-shaped folded card. Now, how do I solve that problem with that? Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut out another one of the large hearts, but not folded or anything. I'm just going to cut out my heart with the real red again. There we go. And so now I have just one of the hearts that I cut out. Let me go ahead and I'm going to move the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring you back down closer. There we are. All right. So now we have our folded heart card. It has the tips of those humps cut off, and all I'm simply going to do is glue this right down to my full heart-shaped die that I cut out. And now when I open up my card, I have my full humps here and I have my beautiful clean inside. Now you do have that little bit here, but when you have color, tone on tone of the same color, you really don't notice that very much. So when you take a look at my card here, you are just seeing a really cute heart folded card. Love it. All right, that's it. So you can take any large dies that you have, and if you want to make it that shape, again, you fold your cardstock in half, score it really well, and then whatever die you're using, you just have that die go over that fold a slight little bit so that you can get those attached pieces. It's kind of like when you do snowflakes, right? When you're on the fold, you can't cut all of that fold off or you'll end up with two pieces. So it's the same idea. All right, so let's talk about this card. Now, for my original card, you see that I have that beautiful die right here. That is this one right here. And I want to give you a little tip on this one. So when you die cut this out, you want to know that it's going to be in there really, really well, the cardstock, because of all of these raised parts. So you have the little dots that you can use a stylus to push through to get it to release. I want you to know, be very careful, because you can easily punch a hole right into your cardstock. And I actually did that on one of mine, but I have a trick for you. When you have this in here and you can't get it out, or you're afraid of poking a hole through your cardstock, take your die and squish it back and forth like this. And you're going to hear little crunching sounds. That's because it's releasing. Then take your stylus and pop it up under here, and then just start going around, and it will start releasing it, and then you can just pull it off. So these holes are great, except that because there's so much of this embossing going on, it doesn't release real easy, and it will poke holes in your paper. So just do bending back and forth on that die, and it will then release. So that's just a tip on this particular die here, because I had that misfortune of poking holes in that. Okay, all right, and so then you can see this beautiful heart right here. That I just think is the most beautiful little heart. That's this one right here in the set. It has all those beautiful dotted greenery there, and it's just so, so pretty, isn't it? So lots of different sizes of hearts in the Hearts of Elegance. I just think it's terrific. I'm going to go ahead and just stamp my Happy Valentine's Day on the inside here, just since that's there. So this is one of the sentiments from the Hearts of Elegance stamp set. It's got some really good ones. It's got the fun XOX, the love symbols. I'm using real red ink. It's got the beautiful love you. This Stampin' Up! Love is just iconic. They've had this particular font with love for years. It's great. My heart belongs to you, sending lots of love, be mine. I just think that's terrific. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue this right inside. I have not glued the base down, and that's okay. And let's see where my adhesive tape is. Here it is. And I'll put that right down in here. The other thing to note, if you go ahead and put the heart die much farther out, what will happen on the inside is if you do one of the layering hearts inside, it might not fit if you've gone too far down. So just remember that. You only want a little bit of it exposed so the card has a bit of structure there. So just something to note. I'll go ahead and I'll glue this to the back. You might want to use Tear & Tape or Stamp & Seal Plus if you feel like it's going to not hold well, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I just come to the bottom here. I make sure that's there. I just start coming around on this edge to make sure it's laying down correctly. I'll do any any little moving that I need, and then I'll just let the rest lay down, just like that. And so there we go. We've got our heart-shaped card. We've got that other heart right behind, so it looks like a heart. Perfect. I like this way so much more than scoring, cutting 2, scoring 1, and folding it over. That kind of gives a little bulk up here, and I really like the cleanness of the inside doing it that way. All right, so I went ahead and I die cut out a pink one of the beautiful dotted large heart, and this one that's going to go right on the front. My original card, I'll let you see that, remember, as I did the beautiful marbling on that. It's hard to believe that we're coming to the end of January and Valentine's is just around the corner. I'm so excited. It's like my favorite. I love hearts. It's like my favorite. So there we go. Beautiful layered hearts here. And now, remember I said I was using the Spring is in the Air add-on dies for the January, February, and March paper pumpkins that coordinate? When you cut out this heart, you actually get 2 hearts. Let me show you. Here they are. So you get this beautiful outline heart that's scalloped and hollow, and then you get the heart just like that. So super fun. You get to have a little bit more fun, a little bit creative here, and that's kind of what I'm going for on this card. So I'm going to use those 2 pieces of the marbled paper that I die cut out with the Spring is in the Air dies. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order these dies, and they do coordinate with the January, February, March paper pumpkin. The January paper pumpkin was called the Love is in the Air. Let's take a look. No, Hearts for You. Lots of punch out hearts and things on that one. The February paper pumpkin, which is currently, if you subscribe during up to February 10th, you would receive this Hello Spring. 9 cards, 3 each of 3. Lovely garden inspired cards, of course. And then March, Daisy Daydreams. Oh, this is gorgeous. You're going to get an additional free stamp set too. And then there are those dies I just talked about and showed you. And it shows how it does cut out the 2, which is so much fun. All right, so this is already kind of laying the way I want it to. That one might go out a little bit more like that. Just like that. I think that's super fun. And so let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my liquid glue for this guy. And I'm just going to do a bit of glue around. I'm not going to put much because some of it will not be touching since I'm going to have it kind of tilty. I'm going to have this one kind of come just about like that. I want to make sure my heart stays. There we go. And then this one's going to come out and come like so. Love it. Oh, grab my tape for this one. So if you haven't checked out the hashtag SatMornMakes, make sure you do that. You'll see lots of other crafters, things that they're creating and making. That's coming out terrific. Now let's talk about our sentiment. I really would like to do the Be Mine. So when you look at the front of the stamp set, you may be using some dies and think, oh, that will fit, but then it doesn't. And so I want to share with you some of the dies that I pulled out when I was trying to see some things that dies that would work well for this heart-shaped card. Since it's not a full-size card, you don't want it to be so big that it covers up everything, right? So I was doing some looking, and I have my beautiful stylish shapes. And you know, I might be missing one of the dies out of here because I'm sure it would fit a couple of those sentiments if I had just a little bit larger. And I think there is, but I think it's missing out of my container. So oopsies. Now the Countryside Corners, it has the small one here, but the small one cannot work with the Hearts of Elegance. You would go to the little bit larger size one here, and that does work. Oh, we have the beautiful Peaceful Season dies. This one right here is super cute, right? But it again would only fit maybe the XOX, and it would fit some of the straight line sentiments here. Aha, how about one of the add-on dies from Paper Pumpkin last spring? This one right here would be really great for a card for the heart shape. That looks really great. Another one is the Autumn Leaf dies. I love these dies so much. There's an older thing, but this right here would work really, really well for some of the, like sending lots of love out of this Hearts of Elegance could fit in that one. My Heart Belongs to You might be a little bit big, but you also have this shape. Then you have your stitched rectangles. Stitch rectangles are really fun too. But for this card, I am going to use the Unbounded Love dies. So the Unbounded Love dies goes with the Unbounded Love stamp set that I use a lot, and I happen to have some of them already die cut out and in here, and I'm going to pull out this one, which was this die right here. See, what I like about this die, it might be wider, not wider, but taller, but not so wide. There's also the other one right behind it that would be a good one. So I'm going to use this one because I think that goes really well just right there. And do I? Yes, I do. I like that. All right, so I'm going to come in here, and now I said I wanted to do the Be Mine. So I'm going to grab that. Going to ink it up real well and stamp straight down. And there we are. Oh, I want to bring that red back in. I want to tone down my white. So I'm going to go ahead and simply tap onto the Real Red stamp pad and just get some of that on here. You can also use the blending brushes and do that. I'm kind of liking doing a little bit of the hard lines on that right now. Ooh, I want to do a little more here. There we are. So we have that. One other thing that I would like to do is I would like to grab, so this is going to come right here. I don't think I'm going to have it right in the middle. I think I am still going to have it come down here because remember, the card is just about a little over 4.5. So we'll do that like so. I like that. I'm going to do it with dimensionals. I want to make sure here, just that little corner is going to, right-hand corner, so we won't put one there. We don't want a dimensional hanging off the card. That's not good. So I hope you like what I'm doing today. Give me a thumbs up if you are enjoying this little tip on how to create shaped cards. And if you're not a subscriber, be sure to click that subscribe button. Super, super cute. Now, a couple of things I want to do here for this card is on this one, I'll do kind of the same thing. It's kind of in that same realm as I've got this gold glimmer thin ribbon. And I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. It would be really fun, but I don't have any gold, like gold foil paper. So I'm going to continue with my bows here. Another little tip for you, if you do not use separate scissors for your ribbon, and you use the same scissors for cutting cardstock or cutting other ribbon and things like that, it's going to get to where your scissors can't cut ribbon. So I always use a different pair of scissors, and I just put a little ribbon around it. And I know that that's then just my ribbon scissors, and I only use it with ribbon. So now I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. And another tip, if you don't, when you take out your glue dots, this starts to get all loose and the paper goes, streaming along. Go ahead and tie a ribbon around it, and then it stops it from going anywhere, and you can pull back the strip when you're ready for the next ones. And so that's a good tip that I do as well. So I'm going to go ahead on this, and I'm going to give this 2 mini glue dots, just to be sure that this is going to glue down well. So I'm going to just tuck this right under and then push down so that is there. So super cute. But now I'm going to pull in a little bit of embellishments here. We've got the adhesive back heart sequins, which again is part of that suite of products that is online exclusive. If you are thinking about how you would love to get 20% discount on your crafting supplies, you could join Stampin' Up! In my team. And there's a joining special right now where you can get $30 additional in your starter kit to $155 for $99. It's a great, great deal. A great deal. So there we are. I'll have a link down below for that too, and you can go check that out. There's a couple of specials in joining during Celebration, January and February. You can get the $125 for $99, plus a free stamp set and 2 of the Stampin' Right marker sets. You can not do that and take the additional $30 of free product. So $155 for $99. You could go online and look at the suites of product like this one. Super sweet. It's great. And then you just continue to get your 20% discount when you shop, or if you're interested in doing a little bit more, like having friends over and creating some cards. They can help you on that quarterly minimum, things like that, because there is a quarterly requirement to continue to be active and get your discount. So you can check out the links below on that. Reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions on that. But I hope you enjoyed these today. I hope you enjoyed that tip of how you can go ahead and make your shape cards, and just simply to bring back that complete heart is add that cardstock to the back. I've got 2 super cute heart cards here now. I can't wait to create some more. I have some friends that I do a monthly card exchange with, and this will be so much fun for February. Thanks so much. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked. And check out the links below. And again, if you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of my Stampin' Cafe community. And until next time, happy stampin'.